Hello and welcome to the Countdown to Conception. In this video, I would like to discuss the Dutch Plus test by Precision Analytical. So, first of all, what is the Dutch Plus test? So, Dutch stands for Dried Urine Test for Comprehensive Hormones, and this test is a sophisticated diagnostic tool designed by the lab company Precision Analytical. It provides a really extensive overview of an individual's hormone profile by combining dried urine testing with salivary measurements of the diurnal cortisol rhythm as well as cortisone. So, the diurnal rhythm refers to the pattern of cortisol levels throughout the day, which typically peaks in the morning and then gradually declines towards the evening. And this rhythm is really essential for regulating sleep wake cycles, energy levels, as well as overall stress response. Now, cortisone, for those of you who may not know, is the inactive form of cortisol, which cortisol is our primary stress hormone. And understanding the balance between these two hormones can offer insights into adrenal health and into stress management. So, this integration offers a comprehensive picture of sex hormones and adrenal hormones, as well as their metabolites and daily patterns. All right, now what exactly does the Dutch Plus measure? So, with this test, we get a wide range of biomarkers, including sex hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, along with, again, their metabolites. So, the metabolites are the byproducts that are produced when the body is breaking down these hormones. And measuring these metabolites provides a much deeper understanding of how the hormones are being processed and eliminated by the body. So, for instance, knowing the levels of estrogen metabolites can indicate whether estrogen is being broken down into its protective form or into the forms that might increase the risk of certain conditions. So, this really comprehensive analysis helps in assessing not just the hormone levels themselves, but also their metabolic pathways and efficiency. The Dutch Plus test also assesses adrenal hormones, specifically, as I mentioned before, cortisol and cortisone, as well as their metabolites. Furthermore, the test evaluates adrenal function by measuring the cortisol awakening response, or what we refer to as the CAR, and the diurnal cortisol rhythm. Now, the CAR is something that is unique to the Dutch Plus test and something that we can easily assess for with these salivary samples. So, the CAR, the cortisol awakening response, is the increase in cortisol levels that occur within the first 30 to 45 minutes after waking up. It is a critical component of the body's overall stress response and is an indicator of how well the adrenal glands are functioning. So, a really nice, robust CAR indicates that there's healthy adrenal function, while either a blunted or a very exaggerated CAR can suggest things like chronic stress or adrenal dysregulation in the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. So, this is what we call the HPA axis, the way that the brain communicates with the adrenal glands, and then the way that the adrenal glands communicate back up to the brain. So, the CAR is particularly important for fertility because chronic stress and adrenal dysfunction can lead to hormone imbalances that negatively affect reproductive health. And additionally, the CAR can provide insights into conditions like depression, anxiety, chronic fatigue syndrome, right? All of these things which have a big impact on fertility. Additionally, the Dutch Plus also includes markers for organic acids, and these provide insights into nutrient deficiencies, neurotransmitter metabolites, and oxidative stress markers. So, although standard conventional labs are great and they often are necessary, especially as a good starting point, when it comes to hormones, they measure those hormones at one single point in time. So we get more of a snapshot. Whereas the Dutch test is able to capture hormone levels and their metabolites over a 24-hour period, providing a much more accurate and dynamic view of hormone fluctuations and of metabolism. And as we already discussed, the Dutch includes detailed adrenal functional analysis through the CAR and through the diurnal rhythm, which offers insights into the stress response and into adrenal health that conventional tests just typically don't capture. Now, let's just go over a few key insights from the Dutch Plus test. So, in terms of sex hormones and their metabolites, the Dutch Plus is going to measure estrone, E1, estradiol, what we call E2, and estriol, or E3, along with their metabolites. And so this helps us to understand things like estrogen dominance, estrogen metabolism, and the potential risk for hormone related conditions. It also assesses progesterone and its metabolites, which are crucial for maintaining a pregnancy and for regulating menstrual cycles. And then additionally, the Dutch is going to evaluate testosterone and its conversion to what is called dihydrotestosterone or DHT. And DHT is a much more potent metabolite, 5 times more powerful than testosterone. And so with the Dutch test, we also are provided with insights into androgen status and even potential issues like polycystic ovarian syndrome or PCOS, which can have a relationship to those higher androgens. And androgens, for those of you who don't know, this is a group of hormones that include testosterone, DHEA, among others that you'll see in the Dutch report, like etiocalanolone and androsterone, as well as the DHT that we just mentioned. For adrenal hormones, the detailed measurement of the cortisol and cortisone throughout the day helps to identify patterns of adrenal dysfunction or high stress. And then regarding the organic acids, we can see markers such as methylmalonic acid, MMA, which can indicate vitamin B12 deficiency, while other markers can suggest deficiencies in things like vitamin B6 and deficiency of our master antioxidant called glutathione. And then we see other markers that give us clues to our catecholamine metabolism. So this is epinephrine and norepinephrine, or also known as adrenaline and noradrenaline, as well as dopamine. And this is also linked to mood and to stress responses. And then we even get markers like 8-OHDG and pyroglutamate, which help assess oxidative damage and detox capacity. So, again, you can see here that we just get to do a much deeper dive into some of these areas that standard labs just don't uncover. Now, why is the Dutch test such a great test to use for fertility? Well, fertility is deeply connected to hormone balance, and the Dutch Plus offers a very complete picture of sex hormones and adrenal function, as we have been speaking about, which allows for very precise interventions to help optimize fertility. And by uncovering issues like estrogen dominance or progesterone deficiency or adrenal dysfunction, the test really helps address those underlying problems that can impair fertility and helps us to really guide personalized nutrition and other lifestyle strategies to help patients enhance reproductive health. The really great thing is that there is big benefit to the Dutch test for both men and women. So for women, the Dutch Plus helps to identify hormone imbalances that can affect menstrual cycles and ovulation, as well as overall reproductive health. It provides a really good roadmap for addressing issues like PCOS, endometriosis, and quote unquote, unexplained infertility. And then for men, the test can offer insights into testosterone levels as well as adrenal function, which is really crucial for sperm production, for libido, and again, just for overall reproductive health. So, as you can see, the Dutch Plus test by Precision Analytical is a really powerful tool for anyone that is looking to optimize their fertility through a functional medicine approach.